On Radio, the talk show podcast station, which brings you the underground, a space for artists of all kinds to showcase their creativity, excitement, challenges, achievements, and love for the arts their way. This podcast contains some quotations, images, and/or excerpts from copyrighted material. These uses fall well within the copyright doctrine of fair use. Welcome to the underground. Alrighty, hello everybody. This is your girl Toni on one, back at it again. You are listening to the underground. Thank you to all of my day ones and my new listeners. Today I got one for you. This guy is awesome. Like, he's on it, y'all. And y'all know I love music, so you know I gotta talk about this one, and I only pick the best. You feel me? So let's get into it. Today we'll be interviewing artists. You know what? I'm going to let him say his own name so that way I know how to say it properly. We good with that? Because everybody know I will butcher a name. So welcome. So tell everybody who you are and where you're from and what you're about.
Oh, man. I just first want to thank you for, giving me the opportunity to bring my message and my music to your platform. Just thank you. I see you grinding out here and working.
Oh, thank you. You know what? I want to see us all make it.
We need more like you,
Thank you. You know what? I do my part. I do as much as I can do. And if one person do, then maybe two or three more, and we'll all make it.
That's a fact. We all got a part to play. My name is Cazerny Bussey. Very unique name, right? Cazerny Bussey.
Yes.
That's my artist name. I have a brand, C-Fly. You probably see that floating around and see with the wings on it. That's C-F-L-Y.
I like
and
that.
Cazerny Forever Loves You. Cazerny Forever Loves You, C-Fly. And,
I like that.
I grew up in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay. Brooklyn in the house.
Growing up in Brooklyn, so Brooklyn, when I was growing up, was a little wilder than it is today because we was really outside. It wasn't really internet-based in my day. Not
right.
that I'm over. We was, playing football and basketball.
Right.
Street. So I grew up like a regular, I grew up with my pops and, regular life. I was a dude outside playing ball, with my friends. My father was always into music. He was actually signed with Sonic, the old school rap group, with Daddy O and guys. So he was really into music for for as long as I could remember him. He recognized my gifts for singing. He said at the age of 2 when I was walking around the crib when he would play music. I grew up in that musical background. How that go, the big speakers.
Yes.
Didn't have no Bluetooth in them days. It was big 15-inch woofers where I was at, and I would just be singing, and he recognized that, and from there it was just grooming me in this whole music world. And I was a young boy that liked Nintendo,
right?
Like Mario,
right?
I used to be mad at Dad. He told me that song by Escape. He wanted me to sing it every day, and everybody that came over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Cazerny, come on here and sing that song. I'm like, I'm playing Mario.
Well, he was proud.
Word. I didn't really understand, what he seen at the time, but
right.
I did have a little love for it because, like you said, we grew up in it. So, yeah, man, I came from Brooklyn, New York. That was the environment. Shout out to East New York.
Big ups. Yes.
Sure.
Already. Well, we already know. I don't even have to ask the question now because I'm pretty sure everybody's probably thinking, well, there's her first question about what first got you into music. But Pops did that. He did that.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's up. That support is, I know that had to be amazing. I mean, how did that help you and inspire or push you?
Man, just to, I think I went to, my first studio session with them guys. I think I was about 5 years old, and I remember Daddy had the studio out in East New York, and I just went in the studio, and it was just such an amazing thing. Because, you know, you see all these boards and, you know, the mic, you see the vocal booth. And, you know, I wasn't in the booth at the time, but just to see, like, them, like, turning this wave frequency that didn't exist before, and then they go in there, then they record it, now it's coming through the speakers, they doubling their vocals.
Right.
It was really dope for me, man. Like, it was like an experience that I would say really, you know, impacted me today, and I guess, you know, that's why I'm still in the craft of music. I experienced my first session while I was going throughout school. Like, you know, when you could sing and you in the choir, you know, most schools got that choir chorus, right?
You know,
so we in the chorus. Yeah, most schools got it.
You
they
know
recognize, oh, he can sing. I'm getting the
Uh-huh.
leads through my whole elementary, through it all. They always put me in the lead. Like, you got the lead. So all through that, I was just really involved in just like music. Like I said, I wasn't taking it as serious because I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know? I didn't. You know, I felt like anybody could sing and do music because I grew up in it. You know, my pops, I figured that every child had a pops that took them to studios, you know?
Right.
It was regular to me. It was really nothing but, 12 years old, man, I recorded my first record that I wrote called Work Your Body.
Oh, okay.
And, like, when I got up in the air, Work Your Body, right?
Hey, you got to start somewhere. We have to start somewhere. You know? So for you, it was working your body.
12, right? Yeah. When I went in there that day, it was game over. It was like, oh, wow, now I know this is what I want to do.
Right.
Like, this was like that experience I felt, like just me having that experience that I've been seeing my whole life. It was just a magical experience. It was game time from there. It really was.
I can see that. Mario wasn't so important after that.
Right.
Okay. So what do you have like going on at the moment? Tell everybody that.
Well, I just released a project that's, you know, I say I just released. I actually released it 2021, July 28th. The name of the project is actually 7/28, which is my birthday.
Oh.
July 28th. We named it C-Fly 7/28. You can, you know, stream that on all social media platforms. That's everywhere, you know. C-Fly 7/28. Cazerny Bussey. We promoting that project now. We just, you know what I mean, finished getting the video up and running for the Even on Blind record, which is the one that you heard. And
that is my
really
jam right there.
Oh yeah, we're really gonna put some energy behind that record because, you know, that record is like really personal to me and it means a lot to me. So we're definitely gonna start to really push it.
Yeah. You should. That is good.
Yeah, we got some shows lined up. So we you know, things are just opening up. So, you know, we all been doing like a lot of things digitally, like through the digital realm.
Right. Well, I mean, that's
we're
what's
opening
up.
back up. My manager just put out the flyer. So yeah, we back open for booking. So, you know, hopefully, it all aligns and it works out for us. But we plan to just really push this music.
Well, I see that you've been grinding, so I know it's gonna go somewhere. Are you gonna be ready when it happens?
Oh man.
Are you gonna be ready? What are you gonna do? Like, I know we always say, well, you know what? When I strike it rich or get this or get that, I'm just gonna lose my mind, or I don't know what I'm gonna do. What do you think you would do? How would you really feel?
Honestly, I do it with a purpose. You know, now I've been doing it for a long time. Like I said, I've been born and, you know, raised in this thing. But you know, as you get older, you kind of, you know, live your own life and move through your own pathway.
Right.
And at the age of 15, right, I was a sophomore in high school. Something tragic did happen to me. I did lose my physical eyesight.
Okay.
I'm totally blind right now. I had this condition called retina detachment.
Mm-hmm.
The doctors went in and did, 2 surgeries back to back. It was too much on my optic nerve. It left me totally blind. I remember a story, and I like to tell people the story because it kind of goes back to the question you asked me, what am I going to do with it? I tell them,
Mm-hmm.
when I went home from the second surgery, the doctor said that your eyesight, because they had my eyes all patched up and I wasn't able to see, he said you should start to see in about 3 weeks. So your eyesight is going to start to slowly come back. So after 3 weeks, you should be able to see. And as the weeks was going by, long story short, by the 3rd week, I felt like I was able to literally see, my environment and the things I knew, but it was still kind of like blurry. So we went back to the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
the doctor, and I went out. I was in one of the best eye doctors in New York, the Eye and Ear Infirmary,
Mm-hmm.
and the doctor, Dr. Rosen, I remember he came out and he said, well, your nerves, your optic nerves, they died. So,
Oh, wow.
I didn't know what that, I'm like, okay, you can't see. Right in that moment, I snapped my finger because it was like, I realized I was blind in that moment.
Right.
I was like, wow. So I'm blind. I'm a blind man in that moment. In the same exact moment that I realized that I couldn't physically see, I understood my vision. A vision came in the same exact moment.
Wow.
So all them things that I thought I was seeing, I realized that I really wasn't physically seeing them things.
Mm-hmm.
But because I was able to visualize, my environment and what I knew,
Mm-hmm.
what I seen, it could have, like my mom was playing tricks on me, but it wasn't because I know what I've seen.
Right.
So what I want to do with my success is I want to show people that there is more to life to see than the place that they might be in right now. You see what I'm saying? Because
Right.
a lot of people is kind of trapped in their narratives. A lot of people that, might have 20/20 vision might be blinded
Right.
to how, vast and how big the world could be. Although
Right.
it is a small world because they're so used to where they at and they might be trapped and ensnared by that situation that they in. And I just want to show people that, it's a lot beyond the place we at. And just with, consistency, perseverance, you'll be able to open up a whole new world for yourself and see new things, and just, explore and experience, man, this vast universe we living in, I just want people to see me as a role model and an example of that.
Right. Right. This is amazing.
That it's real.
See, this is amazing. This is why I reached out, because I'm like, when I read what you said, and I was like, oh my God, I have got to have him on the show, because there are so many, especially kids out there who they're lost, they're looking for something, who are talented, but they all maybe have some issues going on, whether it's, something physical, mental, and things of that nature. So your story is very, very inspirational. And it is going to let them know that they can do anything they put their mind to. And I have a lot of respect for you. A lot. Because you're doing it, although.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. And, like I like to tell everybody, man, everybody got something with them,
Yeah.
Everybody have a story. Everybody has something unique to offer, us as a culture.
Yeah.
Just, up to us as individuals to tap into that and to share it because, you kind of cripple, like if you are armed and then, a leg has a position on the body and you're not,
Right.
your leg works.
Right.
Kind of cripple us all as a culture. So we all in this together. You see what I'm saying?
Really?
Everybody's uniqueness could bring a different flavor and
Right.
lessons and things for us to experience together.
Right. It makes perfect sense. That is the unity, therefore. So, we just got to run with it.
Right.
Definitely.
Right.
You are so awesome. I have another question. What is your creative process like? How does that go for you?
Man, oh man, you know what? Creative process, the experiences. This album was. I have 3 albums out. At the age of like 20, I got like really spiritual, and I made an album called Mine on Heaven. That's where I was at the time. Right. I had my first daughter. I was like, listen, I want to be the best man I could be for my baby, and I am. Right, the best dad. The first thing I thought of was, just getting myself right, and just, because I grew up with my parents. Had a father, I had guidance from a father, I had a great mother, but when you having a child now, you're the parent. So you like, I just want to be the best I could be, and straight from there, it was just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be the best I could be. The first thing I knew, right? The first thing I brought up, I thought about Grandma, let's go to God. Let's figure this thing out spiritually. So I took time out, and that album was created through that pursuit of just seeking that higher purpose, it wasn't just about me no more, it was, I had to now be a role model for an offspring, for a better version of me, so I had to kind of step the game up. The music was inspired by that time of my life and that time, and then a couple of years later, I learned a lot about Jesus. I got deeper in the studies, and I got spiritual. Jesus taught me that, the Spirit lives in you. So that album was inspired just by my experiences. Next thing you know, Cazerny Bussey dropped, and, that's just inspiration. That's just showing the world that I've reached a level of spirituality, and I just wanted to share and impact my peoples with that level of knowledge and information I've acquired through the time of my pursuit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
of course.
All inspired. This album now, even though 728, even though I'm blind, is really what I'm in right now. Like, this is speaking of love, experiences. I'm R&B, although different environments inspire different energies and sounds. Like, a lot of music, a lot of love presented on the project, and a lot of beauty, and that's my process. Really, just experiencing it, and I don't really write. I go up in the booth, I got the beat, and I just kind of let it go until I got it.
Oh, you at the master level now. You're not pen and paper in it. Like, you got it. If you can just right now, I'd have to go write something down, and then I'd be in the studio probably reading it a couple of times before I had to say it. See, that is a talent and a gift that you do have, and I got to give you kudos on that, because even when I was fooling around in the studio, I had my notebook.
Right.
I couldn't do it. I had my notebook.
I love the notebook because the mission statement, the business plan. You need to write it down. I would definitely encourage people to write down their plans and really blueprint it and stick to what they write.
But that's listening to your music. I could feel this. It had this energy and a certain type of powerfulness. It's kind of hard to explain, but it is so beautiful, and it is really heart-touching. Like, you can feel that love, especially with the one, even though I'm blind, when I heard it, I just really stopped. Like, I put my phone down. I was like, oh, wow, that made me put my phone down. Okay. Because sometimes you hear music and it all sounds the same. Well, it does not with your music. It does not sound like everything else that I've heard. And that's definitely how I go through and I choose and pick, because I want it to be some music that people really need to feel. Experience what the artist is putting out there, and you definitely put it out there. Like, I heard a little bit of the pain, I heard a little bit of the joy, and the effort that you put in. So it's just, look, you all need to go find this. Go on YouTube, go on Amazon, go wherever you like to go get your music, and go find him. He is fantastic. Like, he is off the chain. And I didn't know at first, and this was my dumb moment. And I'm going to share this with you and everybody so everybody gets a good laugh out of this. At first, I didn't know you were blind, even though the song name, you know, how you just going on through your day. And you go, okay, you know what? That's right. I was going to go listen to this guy, and I'm going to listen to him. And it was like, oh, wow. Wow. Oh, shit, wait, he really is blind. And that just hit me, and it just, an explosion within an explosion of emotion. Like, yeah, it is not the end of the world, and love is still beautiful, and I'm just like, wow, okay. Yeah, I can't wait to talk to him. Your music is moving.
That's so dope how you put it. I love how you made me feel because I like my whole thing is to really like make music that people can feel. And
right.
Don't get me wrong. Like I do understand what you're saying when it comes to like, you know, a lot of the cadence being the same these days. A lot of
yes.
But I like a little bit of everything. It's a space for everything. Some places might be more saturated than others. Like when reggae was out, you heard the same beat, you know?
Yeah.
When they had reggae song, you heard the beat, you know? And, you know, like, so, you know, like...
It happens.
All my records, some records just hits a little differently. And that's why, you know, we are pushing the Even Though I'm Blind record because it does tell a story, like, and, you know, it's like a ground of just love and seeing, like, love on a deeper level. Because a lot of people... Like I said, are blinded by, you know, the perception and what they see that sometimes they can miss that beauty. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And even me at a time. So I'm not judging nobody because I've even been one that wasn't tapped into the inner part of life. And when I found that, it definitely, like, matured me more as a man, and it made me understand and appreciate and not underestimate things. So, you know, if I can give anything to the people, I would want to give them just a balance of a real life experience. And some of these guys that we hear on the radio now, they didn't reach that point yet.
Right.
Maybe they didn't get to that record in their life yet. You see what I'm saying? But I just feel as a culture, we got to just encourage and uplift one another and just look forward to the, you know, the brighter future. Right.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. It's one of those things that with that music, I could see someone walking down the aisle to that song. I could see somebody making a baby on that song. You know, it's one of those almost versatile. Even though it's R&B, it's still versatile, and it does hit different. And that's the ear-catching part, is because it does hit different.
Right. And I think that for, you know, and just the family from having me around, like, a lot of the soul, because, you know, we grew up on a baby faces, you know.
You know it.
You know what I mean?
You know it.
And the Stevie one. So, you know, like,
yes,
a lot of that was drilled in me from a young age as well. So, you know, a lot of that essence and soul still exists, you know, through the people with influence, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important for the people in that era not to be quiet, because
for real,
that energy still needs to be precipitated. It needs to be spread, you know. So
yes, we need more soul.
I got a little bit of it in me. Why not share it with the new generation?
Yes.
19-year-olds, you know.
Yes.
So it's real out here.
Yes, for real, because I this is one era of music that I really want to survive, and that is definitely that soul, that rhythm and blues. Gotta have an R&B. Like, you can have some twerk music, that's fine, that's great for certain occasions, but when it all comes down to it, that first date that you take a female out or vice versa, you want that smooth groove. You want something that you sitting there rolling to wherever you going on this date and listen to a nice groove. That is beginning to leave us. So that's another reason why I just had to do this highlight, because you hit that. You hit that. I'm talking about nail. Ham on that nail head, because you hit that. You did that. And we need more of that. So I definitely encourage you to keep pushing and keep going. because it's going to hit that right ear, and for long, you're going to be somewhere everywhere else seeing the world, but on a deeper level.
Yeah.
But on a much deeper level. So let me ask you.
You said you was in Louisiana. I'm sorry. I was out there asked you a little before the interview, and you told me I was out in Alexandria, Louisiana last year.
Okay.
November, right?
All right.
I went to Arthur F. Smith Middle Magnet,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to another school out there, Alexandria Middle Magnet, and I got a book out right now called Profiles, and basically
cop that book, y'all. Go get that book.
Profiles. Yeah, basically what the book is it just shows different stories of success. In the first half of the book, it's a 3-part book.
Mm-hmm.
We have an astronaut in the book. Her name is Jeanette Epps. She was the first black woman to go on a 6-month journey last year. So she went out of space last year. We have venture capitalists, computer scientists, other authors and chefs. And we had about 10 biographies just to show the youth, because we was like targeting 12-year-olds, the high schoolers, the college,
Yeah.
So limits to the things that we could achieve, as a culture, you see what I'm saying? And I highlighted, the black African American community, because, NASA is not only for one race. Anybody could explore the stars, you see what I'm saying?
But of course.
Second half of the book, just ask them questions. You ask them questions like, what are your talents? What is your 5-year plan? What can you contribute to build and uplift society? So we ask them a series of 50 questions, give them the room to write their answers down, because we want them to start to think about these things and start to really map out their blueprints and see who they are. Because everybody is somebody, right?
Right,
Everybody is somebody. The third part of the book was a personal journey.
Mm-hmm.
Now we showing these 12-year-olds, that, you saw Jeanette Epps' story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now start to write yours, because somebody can be inspired by you as well. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what the culture needs. We just need one another to inspire one another to keep us all moving forward. And that's what my music is here to do. It's here to really show people that I have a purpose here in life. I'm here to do what I do. I'm not really here to judge what nobody else do, but I learn, I grow from us as a culture, and I just want to do my small little part of this whole big thing, really make an impact that could really last for a long time, like that soul music. You see what I'm saying? Like, we don't want it to just be something that come and go. We want it to be substance, and we want to really impact us, and I take that really seriously, because I know I do have a gift, and I know I do have a level of influence that probably could take us to higher elevations in life, That's my desire.
Right. That's what's up. I mean, you are such a well-rounded man. You're doing for others, you're giving to others. You did not give up on yourself nor your dreams. You became a family man. Like, you're out there visiting schools and everything. I love it. We need more of this, and I definitely give you kudos for this, because we don't have enough of this going on as well. But you can definitely inspire the world, and it just takes one person, and the change can be phenomenal.
Thanks, and we doing it together, because it's platforms like these that even gives me a voice. So that's why I have to really big you up, because I know it's a lot of work. Because it's not like you only dealing with one artist; you're dealing with a lot of different situations, and to just stay on top of that, I know it could definitely be a hassle, and but the fact that you're still on it and pushing, you're making the history and you're building history. So I just respect you as well, man.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate this opportunity.
Well, you know what? I started this, and I'm going to be honest with everyone. I'm going to let everybody know. I started podcasting. I started with one podcast, and it was something to do because I could no longer work anymore. I became disabled. So me being the type of person who was used to working 2 jobs and being in college and taking care of multiple households, and then go to basically, oh no, you can't work anymore. What do you mean? What is that? what does that mean? So I started this as like something like a hobby. It's like, okay, well, I can't physically go out and do manual labor and things. What else can I do?
Right.
One of my friends said, are you having a midlife crisis? I was like, if it's going to help somebody, then yes. So I can still talk. And as long as I can talk, because I have muscular dystrophy, so my body pretty much does what it wants to do when it wants to do it. So while I still have control of my own speaking, then I will speak and hopefully be able to either help someone, help save someone's life, inspire someone to try something new that's positive. You know what I mean? And it grew from that one podcast show to this show right here that you're on. This was the last show that I added. There's 5 different shows under the T-on-1 radio station. But this one was for all of those artists who are trying to get exposure, who really want this. You know what I mean? Who really have something to say, something to give their fellow brothers and sisters and the children to come after. So this one was kind of really important to me. I used to do music and I can no longer do it. So I want to help someone else. You know how they say those who can no longer dance, teach, or sing, teach? Well, this is my little rendition of that.
Right.
I want to see everyone make it. I really do. And you definitely got what it takes.
Oh, man. It means so much to me, man. It just really brightens my heart. I do my due diligence. I just like to tell people that we are very gifted. And in life, we all have different things, whether, you in medical school or you a scientist, you a chef, whatever you are, you a basketball player, whatever. Writing books. We all have something to contribute, but it does take, some perseverance.
Yes.
Perseverance only means, working through and accomplishing and achieving over like the tribulations and struggles in your life. Like, there's no way to learn the word perseverance without saying that you overcome